Hello, this is Richie from PlayStationCountry.com and I'm taking a look at Shadow Warrior on the PS4. So Shadow Warrior is an old school FPS. Don't worry, it's not quite as old school as what you're seeing here. This is just a daft little intro, which kind of sets up the fact that the game has got some old school sensibilities and also a bit of a sense of humour. So here we've got the actual action as you see it. You basically mix up using a sword with various weapons, and it's pretty good. It's nice and satisfying. There's lots of gore, lots of limbs flying off and decapitations. It's all very Kill Bill. I tend to actually favour using the sword over the weapons because it's just a bit more fun, but as you see here, here's the pistol. Later on you get other weapons such as shotguns, kind of crossbows, that kind of thing. So the plot doesn't really matter. You play as this chap who has to go and buy a sword for his boss. Unfortunately, the guy who owns the sword doesn't want to sell it to you, and you end up in this burning building in a bit of trouble when this mysterious shadowy ninja thing decides to merge with you and bestow upon you some special powers which let you heal yourself, do special attacks, you can get extra protection, that kind of thing. And once you get back on your feet, the rest of the game's 17 or so levels just see you pretty much running through, rampaging, killing everyone, hacking at them, shooting them. There's not much depth to the combat, but it is enjoyable. It is kind of gory, kind of funny, action-packed. It doesn't really let up. And that's what I really like about this game. It's kind of old school, but in quite a good way. It's quite a tough game. Maybe not as I'm playing it here because this footage was captured on casual difficulty, I think, but there are 4 difficulty levels, so you can give yourself one hell of a challenge if you choose to. And you know, there's lots of enemies in each kind of battle, in each area, so there's a lot of killing to be done and quite a lot of danger in each, you know, around each corner. The game does have a good sense of humour, as you saw from that earlier intro. You've got a fortune cookie here that's telling you that you're the best around. For all you Karate Kid fans there, you know, there's lots of that kind of, your character likes to make little quips, which is quite good. At one point the soundtrack's kind of got a bit of a an 80s kind of theme going on for fans of Transformers the movie. You know, it's all good. And for the budget price that this game comes at, which is, it was about 30 quid at launch, that's £30, don't know what that is in dollars, but you know, it's basically 3/5 of what games normally cost these days for retail games anyway. So what you get is, you know, it's a cheap price with tons of action, lots of really satisfying combat, and there is a lot to like about this game. Unfortunately, it's not all good news though. Aside from the fact that there isn't that much variation in the combat, there's also just this real kind of old school feel to the level design, and that's obviously intentional. And it's something that we're seeing a lot more of these days, especially with games like Enemy Within. But if you look here, I'm in this sewer sequence, and for most of this kind of time playing it, I had no idea where I was going. There's no objective markers, there's no mini-map, there's no real instructions to tell you what to do next. And so here I am just kind of running through these tunnels that all look the same, and it's not all that good. On the plus side, you can upgrade your character. The different types of attacks you do all kind of build up to kind of give you points in a combo, or karma points, and you can use these to give yourself new abilities or to upgrade existing ones, and you can also upgrade your weapons, so that's quite good. I like that kind of thing because it gives you more incentive to keep going, keep playing, see what's around the corner. My only worry is that I think the game rests too much on its old school kind of laurels. Everything's a little bit unsophisticated, there's not much variation to it. It does kind of feel pretty dated. I mean, it's already a 1-year-old PC game, but it feels much more dated than that. I mean, having to find, for example here, this tiny little switch on this door, which isn't exactly a unique graphical asset in that level, and that meant that I had to waste 30 minutes trying to figure out where the hell I was going. Having to do stuff like that, that's just all time wasted when you could be enjoying, you know, combat like this and, you know, the various battles that are on offer. I think that's just a real shame, because when Shadow Warrior is doing what it does best, it is enjoyable, but it just kind of hides that from you sometimes. Maybe it's just me being a little bit dense, you might not have as much trouble finding your way around, but they could have made it a lot more linear than it is, and it would have improved the game. But what you do have here is a lot of action for not a lot of money, And you know, having played things like Alien Isolation recently, where you're not doing a whole lot for the whole time, something like this is quite refreshing. Yes, it's old school, yes, it's dated. No, I don't particularly like the fact that it's old school and dated, but I do enjoy the action. I do enjoy the fact that it doesn't take itself too seriously. And if you like what you see here on the video, well, what you see is what you get. This is a really, really straightforward FPS. So thanks for watching. We should have a written review up pretty soon on PlayStationCountry.com, so check us out and everything's going to be alright.